Welcome back to Mornings with Dave King and Matt Martin on News Talk 95.1 FM, 790 AM KFYO. And we got Dave King on the line as well as County Judge Curtis Parrish. Judge, how's it going?
It's going good, Matthew. How are you this morning? David, how are you? Okay.
Well, maybe Dave isn't online. But
good morning, Matt.
Judge Curtis, thank you for coming on.
Are we talking to Dave yet?
Yeah, there he is.
Did I miss that? Did I miss a good morning from the judge?
You missed out. I'll give it to you one. Good morning, David. How are you this morning?
Well, I'm good. And if I remember to turn my mic on, that would help respond, I think. But glad to have you here this morning.
Thank you. Good to be here. Thank you.
So y'all had a county commissioners meeting yesterday. How'd that go?
Well, it went really well. We didn't get as much of a response from the public. We had our first of our public hearings about the Lubbock County tax rate. We didn't have anybody showed up to respond, so we're going to have a second public hearing on that, a second public meeting, and that will be a week from today, which will be September 1st, Tuesday, September 1st, at 6 o'clock p.m. So we're going to try to give as many people the opportunity to come and voice their concerns or voice their support, either one, to the Commissioner's Court. That will be at 916 Main. We're going to actually move across the street to our larger open area that we have for the county. So they're in the county access annex where you get your license tags for your cars. That same building, 916 Main, at 6 p.m. On September 1st, 1 week from today.
So let me ask you this: what is the change? Is there going to be an effective tax rate change at all?
Well, we haven't wholly decided that yet. We're looking at two tax rates right now. We're looking at the rate that we're currently under, or what we call the current rate, which is 33.9 cents, and then the effective rate, or the no new revenue rate, at 33.0%. I don't know if that makes any sense or not,
yeah.
but we're looking at it's 33.05 cents versus 33.99 cents.
So what's going to be the difference of the amount of money that the county's going to have? And what exactly are you wanting to do with the extra money that comes in?
Well, the process of putting a budget together at the county level is a little bit different than the process of putting the budget together, say, at the state level or the federal level. You know, at the state and federal level, they have two committees that kind of work concurrently. One is the Appropriations Committee, and then they have the Ways and Means Committee. And the Ways and Means Committee looks at purely at revenue, how much revenue will be coming in the state, while the Appropriations Committee works on the individual agencies looking at their budgets and determining what is actually needed. We do those kind of concurrently at the county level, so we don't have two committees. So we've been working on appropriations all summer, looking at the budgets that each of our departments are setting forth, and then trying to kind of pare those down, look at needs versus wants, those kind of things. And then trying to match what we would consider to be the revenue that would be coming in, see if the revenue matches the appropriations, and then making adjustments that way. So what we have is we have a budget. We haven't voted on it. None of this will be voted on until September the 14th. But we have a budget that we've been working on, looking at just a needs-based budget for the county. We've got that locked in. And what that does is that infuses an extra approximately $2.5 million into our public safety, into our sheriff's department. Sheriff Kelly Rowe came to us and was asking for some additional money that they can put into the deputies, give them raises, retention money, STEP program money, which I can explain later, but also looking at our fire departments, infusing some new money into our fire departments, providing them extra equipment to keep their firefighters safe, extra equipment to respond to any structure fires or any grass fire, any fires that are out in the county. So we're looking at public safety money, approximately $2.5 million. Any growth that we would get off of the current rate, remember the current rate plus what the tax appraisal district did in as far as growth goes, putting all of that money into public safety. So those are really kind of our two options, either put all the money, growth money into public safety, leaving the tax rate the same, moving to the effective tax rate, and then lowering what we would put into public safety.
Okay, so one of the questions I know that I've heard people ask is this year really the year with, of course, the economic downturn and everything to be raising taxes, or in other words, going with above the effective tax rate?
Well, Matt, to that end, I'd like to say first, when you say the economic downturn, we're really not seeing that in Lubbock. In fact, what we're seeing, we looked at July to July, so July of last year, July of 2019, and I'm talking about sales tax numbers. July of 2019, which was a great year. Everybody has to agree, 2019 was a great year. We're actually 14% ahead this July than we were July a year ago in sales tax revenue. Which we're looking at.
Is that even possible?
Well, because commerce is still happening, regardless of kind of the narrative that we're hearing. Maybe now we're not in Harris County, we're not in Dallas County or Bexar County or Travis County. We're in Lubbock County. So these are Lubbock County numbers. We're actually about $800,000 more ahead in sales tax revenue than we were this time a year ago.
Yeah, but I don't know the exact date of when it started, but I know that it was right around a year ago, maybe less, that we started getting tax revenue from online sales. Has that made it, is that part of the difference?
Well, I think it is part of the difference. Obviously, it is part of the difference. The point is that when you say we have a destroyed economy, when we have this, the numbers themselves are not playing that out. And I'll say this also: when you're talking about property tax, now the majority of the money that's raised to fund county government is through property tax. This is a little bit unique between us and the city. Now in the school board, it's pretty much all property tax, and their property tax is well over $1. Ours is at 33 cents. But the majority of our funding comes through property tax, and we're actually seeing the revenue from our property tax actually also increasing. So we have not seen that economic downturn. What we're looking at and projecting is that if we are going to have a downturn in property value, it might be next year. And when I say might, no one knows for sure. So that's really going to be up to the legislature. It's going to be up to the appraisal district whether or not they lower property value. If they lower property value, we will almost by necessity need to lower the tax rate as well.
Well, the likelihood of them lowering property value is probably pretty low, but a lot of it has to do with the fact that you've got absolutely rock bottom interest rates, and as soon as you put a house on the market, it sells. Yes. There's just not a lot of houses available for sale.
But they're building like crazy. I've had we've had reports from developers, and of course, being the county, where most of the development that's going on right now, I'm talking about residential development and a lot of commercial developments happening outside the city limits. It's actually happening in the unincorporated areas. And we're getting reports, for instance, one particular developer came to us and said, we plan on opening 2 homes a day for the next 2 years. 2 a day. And
do what now?
Opening, that means completing and selling and housing 2 homes, 2 rooftops per day for the next year.
Curtis, you may be able to answer a question that absolutely baffles me. I'll say the wife and I, one of the things that we do just to get out of being stuck in this house, we'll get out and just drive neighborhoods. And it's, you get to see some beautiful new homes and landscapes and things. It's a free show. And we have spent hours driving through neighborhoods. And what I cannot understand, Curtis, we have seen hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of homes that are $1 million or more.
Brand new ones, yes.
Who are living in these homes, and who's buying them?
Well, and again, I want to go back. I want to go back to that narrative. I'll answer that question real quick. I do want to go back to that narrative that all things are bad. This is bad, 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 bad. This is not bad. Lubbock economy is actually doing very good right now.
Oh, I think it must be great.
And I think we're seeing that in sales tax revenue. We're seeing that in property tax revenue. So that's kind of where we're seeing it. We're seeing it in new home sales. We're seeing it in new home construction. We're seeing it in all different aspects of our economy. Now, all that being said, are there people that are not doing well? Is there part of our economy that's not doing well? And the answer is absolutely yes. We've got pockets of our economy and pockets of our community that are not doing well. And we need to be sure that we are focused on that and sensitive to that. But overall, the Lubbock economy is good.
Yeah, and I can vouch for that. Like I say, I wish I knew. Do you have?
Dave, we're going to have to take a break. It's 7:19. All right, we'll be right back on Mornings with Dave King and Matt Martin. Welcome back to Mornings with Dave King and Matt Martin. We're going to jump straight over and get back to County Judge Curtis Parrish.
Good morning.
Now, Curtis, one of the questions that I have as far as the economy is concerned, is it being propped up by things like a moratorium on evictions? Has that left yet, or are we still in that?
No, we're not in that moratorium. That already ended. If we're talking about stuff being propped up, I think when you look at what the federal government did with unemployment, where they were actually paying people out of the federal funds not to work and paying them more than they would if they would actually be on their job, I think that probably did more to prop up, if you want to say, the economy more than anything. I'm not sure that if you looked at evictions, if that would be, or foreclosures, those type of things, that you would see a noticeable blip in the economy. But to that end, we have foreclosures, we got evictions that are back on track.
Have you seen like a large amount coming in, or heard of a lot as far as the county's concerned?
In the last, I guess for the month of July, I've not checked with our JP courts because that's where the evictions would happen. If somebody's behind on their rent and the property owner, the landlord, wants to evict them, they'll go through a JP court. So I've not seen that. I just know that they are ongoing. So I have not seen the actual real numbers.
Okay. So as far as you were talking about what the commissioner court meeting. I know that y'all had y'all had open for people to come and talk, but y'all didn't have anyone. Was there anything else big that happened during the meeting itself?
Well, one of the things that we're getting ready for that's a very big thing on the horizon, and the calendar's flipping pretty fast on it, is our November elections. Of course, the county runs the elections, and this year is a little bit different. One, it's a presidential year, so that automatically means that we've got more folks that will be coming to vote. But not only is it a presidential year, but we're also, because of COVID and because of the governor's orders, all of our city elections, all of our school board elections, all of our bond elections, not just our federal, our state, everything will be on this ballot for November. Our water district elections, everything will be on this ballot. It's going to be a very big and sizable ballot. And so because of that, I think the governor then added an extra week of early voting. So we'll have 3 weeks of early voting leading up to Election Day, which is November the 3rd. So that's kind of, I would say, kind of dominating what we're doing right now, is making sure that we have everything in place for our elections, of course, and we're having to deal with COVID protocols and things like that along with that. So we're making sure that all of our early voting sites are ready, make sure all of our election day sites are ready, because we know we're going to have a lot of people coming to vote, and that's a good thing. It is a good thing. We do want a high voter turnout in Lubbock County.
All right. Well, this is Mornings with Dave King and Matt Martin. We do have to take another quick break. We'll be back with Judge Curtis Parrish after the 7:35 break. Welcome back to Mornings with Dave King and Matt Martin. And we've got Curtis Parrish, the county judge, on the line. And Curtis, we're going to go right back to you. Curtis, I did want to get an update on the Expo Center while we got you on the line.
Yes, sir.
Is there any new news as far as the Expo Center is going, or the bond, or anything else that's going on with that?
Well, nothing new. We're still right now. We're in that design and development phase where it's kind of in the hands of the architects and designers to come up with a fully vetted out, fully fleshed out design for what this facility will look like. More importantly, what it will cost. So we've released money to get that process started. That will take. I don't really know how long it will take. Again, any deadlines that we have put into place earlier have all been erased because of COVID. But I think that will at least take us another 6 months for them to come back with a plan that we can look at, and then we can decide whether our revenue from the hotel occupancy tax can support the design that they're coming back to us and wanting to build.
So are we seeing any uptick in people staying in hotels or the hot tax?
Yes, we are. We're seeing that slowly come back. So our tax revenue is actually increasing. And believe it or not, this was a really interesting thing. We got a report yesterday from our tax assessor collector, Ronnie Keister, looking at now that we've been collecting this tax for 1 year, we can compare July to July. And July comparisons from this time last year, we're actually much higher in our short-term car rentals. More people are renting cars this past month than they did 1 month a year ago. So even though our hotel occupancy is down, it's not down as dramatic as it was, say, in April and May. We're starting to see that increase, and I think we'll see that increase as long as we've got Texas Tech that's still functioning on campus. We've got students on campus, therefore parents and other folks are coming in. Sporting events, if we can fully get a full football season in, we'll see our hotel occupancy start to rise up. We had several local sporting events, some tournaments that went on in the month of July. That kind of led to an upturn in our hotel occupancy in Lubbock. So we're seeing it start to rise up. It's not near at the level that it was a year ago, but we're starting to see that start to climb back.
Okay. As far as the as that's concerned, is that going to help in the long run as far as the bond is concerned?
Yeah, it will give us a bonding capacity based on we'll have to take the average, and then it's going to be up to the lenders, those folks who are actually going to give us the money, to decide what the Lubbock economy is like. If they feel like that it is going to rebound to a level that they're comfortable in loaning us X amount of money, and then that will determine the size and the scope of the facility that we will be building.
So with the other question, the kind of the two big topics that we've had probably ongoing, the other is with the budget coming up, is there any change in the ME office in the way we're doing things right now?
Right now, we're on a steady course. Dr. Charles Addington is our medical examiner. He's doing a great job. He has come in. He's kind of rebuilt the staffing there at the ME's office, kind of put things back on track, and I can't praise him enough for the work that he's done in our ME's office. We are still going with the plan, although Dr. Addington is not a forensic pathologist. He's just a medical doctor, and so he's stepping in as an administrator. We are still using the services of Tarrant County for all of our autopsies and those kind of services, and that's been going well. Now, the ultimate long-term plan for Lubbock County is to have a forensic pathologist here in Lubbock County to be able to perform those autopsies. I think even with that plan, we will still be using some of the services of Tarrant County. They've been a great partner, and they've really have done a remarkable job in helping Lubbock County with its medical examining services. So I'm not displeased at all with the partnership we have with Tarrant County, but I do know in the long term we need to have a forensic pathologist as our medical examiner. Somebody who is local, who can handle the local issues rather than sending that 300 miles east. So for the short term, for now, Dr. Addington is an absolute godsend for us. He has done a remarkable and amazing job, and I can't thank him enough. I can't thank the staff enough over at the ME's office. They've stuck with it, and we're working and doing a great job. It's a messy job. You got to understand, medical examiners it's a messy job, and so I really do appreciate the work that Dr. Addington and the staff are doing over there at the ME's office.
Well, that's all good to hear, Judge. Can we jump back on a topic from a while ago, real quick? And I think something we didn't cover. There's big news nationally, big debate about mail-in ballots. Is that something that's even on the radar of those, of you who are in charge of our elections in Lubbock County?
Yes, of course, we abide by the federal and state guidelines, but we are seeing an increase in people who are requesting mail-in ballots, and we have our staff, Dorothy Kennedy, and the staff over at the elections office are prepared in every way to handle the additional mail-in ballots that we are expecting to come in, and understand too that while we do have that opportunity to have a mail-in ballot, there's nothing more that I would say would be better than that in-person voting, and so we want to make sure our in-person voting process is also ready for people to come and vote. We know that our early voting sites we've cannot again. I'm sitting here doing a lot of thank yous. I need to say thank you to United Supermarkets. Robert Taylor and the folks over at United Family have done an amazing job in making sure that we have all of our early voting sites for our elections at all of our United locations and Amigos locations and Market Street locations here in Lubbock County, along with our other sites, too, that we have for early voting. They've done a remarkable job, and they are great community partners, and we just can't thank the United family enough for what they're doing and making sure that we have good early voting in Lubbock County.
Yeah. All right, well, we have to take another quick break here on News Talk 95.1 FM, 790 AM KFYO Mornings with Dave King and Matt Martin. We'll be right back with County Judge Curtis Parrish. Welcome back to Mornings with Dave King and Matt Martin. We got Curtis Parrish on the phone, and County Judge Curtis Parrish. Make sure people know who you are there.
Thank you.
And so, County Judge Curtis Parrish, was there anything else that happened during the meeting that we missed?
No, I think we're kind of at a place as we come toward the end of our fiscal year to make sure that we're still on budget, that we're still doing those conservative fiscal conservative things that we need to do to make sure that we stay on budget. We will be moving toward getting the next phase of our transportation plan put into place. That will happen within the next couple of months as well. you're going to start seeing, I know on Thursday, this is this Thursday, the 27th, we will be having a virtual public hearing on Woodrow Road to allow people to kind of see the overall plan of Woodrow Road. We've got the engineering that's just about complete on that, so this gives the public an opportunity to weigh in on what they want out of Woodrow Road and the expansion of it. That will happen on Thursday.
How do they sign up for that?
Well, we if you go to Lubbock County, our website, Lubbock County, we will be hosting that particular. Hold on, I'll get you that. I should have had that in front of me, and I apologize. But we do have the project ready to go. But we do need the input from everybody. So that will be on our website, which is co.lubbock.tx.us. If you do the search of the keyword, just put Woodrow Road, you'll be able to view that virtual public meeting at that time, which is Thursday, August 27th at 6 o'clock. You'll also be able to go back and re-watch that periodically, and then you'll have until Monday, that's next Monday, to submit any concerns, any ideas that you would have. We do want and desire public input on this. We're ready to go.
So
it was one of the things that we had promised that we would do is that we would address the Woodrow Road situation as quickly as possible. One thing I'm learning about government and county government is things kind of move at a glacier pace. But with that, we are ready to go. We are ready to start building, expanding, and making Woodrow Road a much safer road for the people and citizens of Lubbock County.
Okay, and earlier you had mentioned another you're wanting public input on the tax rates that y'all are looking at.
Yes.
How do people sign up for that?
That's one where that's an in-person meeting, so they will come to 916 Main, which is across the street from the Lubbock County Courthouse, and that is a week from today, Tuesday, September 1st at 6 p.m. It's an evening meeting, so we're trying to give everybody in Lubbock County the opportunity to come and address their commissioners. So
you don't have to sign up for that?
No, you sign up when you get here. When you get here, and if you want to speak, you can sign up once you get here. Okay.
So, Curtis, anything else that you want to talk about?
Well, I'm just, I know we've all, for the past 5 months, we've been enduring this pandemic, this coronavirus pandemic. We've all had to adjust things as far as how we do life. There are things that I'm still extremely concerned about. Making sure that people understand that we cannot allow. I say we cannot allow. That sounds very draconian, but we cannot rest until we get and they see these numbers flat. When we relaxed some of these protocols and procedures, we saw a surge in our numbers. Now that schools are back in session, now that Texas Tech is back on campus, we are going to see some surges. So I do want to remind people that we know that. We know that's going to happen. And so we're able to now isolate those surges. But it also depends on people to do the right thing. Do the right thing. We're going to depend on the individual to keep themselves safe and to keep their neighbors safe. It's not just about me. It's not just about me doing what's best for me and my rights and me. We must be able to look at at the others, especially the most vulnerable of our population, and have that sense of neighbors helping neighbors again. And we've got the perfect opportunity as we deal with this pandemic to look away from ourselves and to look at others and to keep others safe as well.
All right. Well, County Judge Curtis Parrish, thank you so much for coming on. And Curtis, we'll see you again here soon.
Yes.
Hey,
and
Judge.
call anytime. Thank you,
Well,
David.
Have a
Y'all
great
great
day,
morning.
Yeah, have a good morning.
God bless you, and God bless Lubbock County.
All right, thanks.